Anya here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And this is another video for the Peacock Blanket, and this time we are constructing the border. So here we are, we have assembled our blanket. It is now a square, and the squares here end with their tips, and we have filled in with the triangles. So now it is ready to start our border. Now, as you can see here, these triangles jot out a little bit, and that's fine. We are going to turn them into a feature, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about the effect, because it will become stronger even, but we are making that into, you know, part of our peacock look. So I'm going to show you how to make the border around this area here, because this will give you all the different things that you will need to know to be able to do the border. So I'm going to get started with a slip knot, insert insert your hook, and of course I'm using the same hook as I used for the blanket, and this is the black that I'm using because I want to have a good contrast going from the blanket to the border. So let's get started. We're going to yarn over, and then I'm just going to pick up a stitch here just along into the body of that double crochet there, and I am going to do a half double crochet. That first one is always a little bit awkward, but this is us started with a standing half double crochet. And then you're going to find 4 stitches here, so the 2 middle ones, and then one on this side and one of that side. Let me just look properly, and go under the V there of those 4 stitches and place a half double crochet in each stitch. And this is, you started with the border, there we go, and then here you will encounter the side of that triangle, so you're just going to have to pick up some strands, preferably 2, and just see where it is best for you to get into. 2 stitches per length of a double crochet, maybe not. See how far apart is this one strand. Yeah, maybe I should try to get another strand in there. There we go. Yeah. Put them at sort of irregular intervals. Don't put too many, don't put too few. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap here. That's okay. Here as well, you know, it's fine, because if I added more stitches there, it would be too many. So I'm trying to pick up 2 strands. If that doesn't work, I'll just pick up the 1 strand. If that doesn't work, I will go around the body of the stitch. Okay. Then here, of course, we are going to be encountering these circles, these chain circles. So I've been placing 2 half double crochets into there. So making sure that you space them out a bit like this, and then go over to the double crochets next to it. And then here, let's see if we can try. No, I can't get into it, so I'm just going to go around the stitch. So just see what you can do best, what you can manage to get into, and continue like this. So as you can see, now we are encountering one of these locations. So look for those 4 stitches. So I'm going to try and put it here, 2 stitches here, 1 there, voila. And those are the 4 that I'm going to be using to bridge that area there. And this one is where I've sewn it in. So again, try, if it doesn't work, just go into the next one. There we go. And then here, no, that is too deep. So always try and judge it as well, making sure that it looks okay once you've done it. I think it's because of the black there, you see that it looks quite dark there. Okay, so now we are on to the tip here, a corner. So once again, let's see what we can pick up. That's only one strand. Oh, I'm just going to come out again and go in a little bit deeper to find a location, and then you can pick up the V's, because of course you're going to have the tops of the double crochets on the edge of that triangle. There we go, look at that.
And then you'll have to deal with the corner.
And of course the easiest way to deal with this corner is to do exactly the same corner as we are used to doing. So 2 half double crochets, 2 chains and 2 half double crochets. And off we go again. Now if you think once again that you might need to skip a stitch like we did here, then go ahead and do that, but I think it's looking okay. You might want to skip a stitch in the next round if you see that your corner is getting even more pointy. So I'm thinking this is looking fine, so I'm leaving it like this. I might skip a stitch in the next round, but that's all to do as well with you know, with tension and with how you form your stitches. So this has given you all the information that you need, all the different places that you are going to have to deal with when you are doing your border. So let me now continue, and I will meet you when I get here to show you what to do next. So I'm just doing my last few stitches. I have made it to the end of the round here. I am going to, yeah, I know you can't see, but it's the same as we usually do. I am going to close my round with a slip stitch. So that was our first black round, and let me cut off the yarn and let me show you which color to do next. So the reason why I'm doing black, not only because obviously it is a contrast with the blanket itself, is also because we have kept always a darker color in the middle. So I'm now going to do a lighter color. So let's see which color we can use next. So now we are starting our next round of the border, and I'm just thinking I'm going to do a straightforward half double crochet border, but I'm not going to make it boring. I'm going to make it fun to do. So let me explain. So I've got my slip knot around my hook. I'm now using Atlantis, and I'm just going to get started under any V with a yarn over and a standing half double crochet. And I'm just going to get on with it, and I'm just going to do half double crochets all along. But you see, you could do a whole round of this, and then you think, yeah, that's right, then start the next colour, and so on. But what is the fun in doing that? So I thought, why not start the whole border at the same time? So let me just undo this, because this was just to show you how to get started. I don't really need this one, because look at this. I started here with my Atlantis. Then here I used Empire right on top of that already. And then here, Viola. Here, proper purple, green gauge and apple. And look at this. I am doing the whole border in one go. So I've already done sort of half a side here, a full side here, as you can see. And yes, of course, you will have 6 balls attached to your work, but it's such fun. So let me show you where I'm working. So here, look at that. So here I am working with the Atlantis,
The Empire.
Make sure you don't lose any stitches. So I'm doing a quick demonstration here of how I do my 6 borders in one go. Obviously I would do more stitches than this. I'm doing it just about like 20 stitches now, but normally I would do about 10-20 centimeters, so that would be a few more stitches. But yeah, I love doing this because you are using different colors all the time, and you see the border grow in front of your eyes straight away. And this is what is so encouraging when you are making a border, and certainly this border. Yes, so I'm using 6 colors now. With the black, that's 7 rounds. So doing this in one go is just such fun. I really enjoy this. All the balls are there, all the colors are already attached. So all you have to do is just go back to the loop that you left behind and catch up where you finished with the previous color. There we go. But yes, I mean, I think it's a great way to do this, because otherwise, you finish a round and then you think, was that the right color? Is it looking right? And this way, when you put your colors on first, in the beginning, you can straight away see, does this look right? And if it doesn't look right, you can just take it off because you haven't done that much yet. So that is a nice thing about it as well. You see the the combination, the effect of the combination straight away. And if you don't like it, you can redo it from there on until you do like it, and then you can just keep going with it. Now, if you do have to put this away, make sure you put stitch markers in your loops so they don't undo themselves. But I try to keep it together with the 6 balls wrapped inside it in my project bag, and it's been okay. So, but I haven't moved it far, sort of from the sofa to the desk and to the sofa again. So, try to do it at a time where you can do this and don't have to move things about too much. And as you can see, I am still doing half double crochets. So there we go. This is how I am going to continue working along my border. I do have to admit, I have started doing just the one chain here, which has made sure that my corner is still a square corner and not a pointy one. So do take that into account, that you might at one point want to be doing that, just to make sure it doesn't grow out of all proportion.
While I enjoy working like this, I do realize it is not everyone's cup of tea. So if you want to do the border in the individual rounds, then of course that is completely your choice and up to you. I just like to work in one go and see the border grow and give myself a little challenge. But if you think that's too confusing, just do it one round at a time.
Look at this. this is all I have to do now, and I'll be able to cut them all off as I go now. So I just wanted to do that together with you. Yes, it was difficult because there was lots of balls hanging on my work, but I didn't move too much. So I put it in my sofa where I usually sit when I'm crocheting, and I just left it there, then went to bed or did, work, then came back and just picked it up there again. So I didn't move it from that spot, which helped. The balls did get entangled a bit, but it didn't matter because you weren't constantly doing the thing. You were just going forward each time, and I was just pulling it through whichever tangle there was. So now I've untangled them. That took about 5 minutes, so that's okay. So yes, here I am. So there we go. Just one more stitch to be done here, I think, and then that's the first one. Oh my goodness. So let's bring that over. Go under this V here, and let's do a slip stitch. Voila. So all we need to do now is cut that off. There we go. So that's one ball taken out of the equation. Pull it out and leave it there ready to be sewn in. And now, of course, on to the next colour. And we do the stitches there that we still need to be doing. And of course I started staggered, so now I'm going to crochet over this one here. So hold on to the end, or maybe sew it in before you actually start doing that second colour, but yes, I can't wait, of course. I'm taking along these ends for a couple of stitches, so that will help with the sewing in. There we go. And then here, of course, I'm meeting that first empire stitch, going under the V of the next one and closing my round there. Now this is very satisfying. So there we go, 2 rounds closed off. Right, on to the next one. And doing the different colours, it really made it a fun thing to do. So here, just a few more stitches. And once again, closing up the round. Under the first usable V, there we go. And we're cutting off, so 2 more out of the equation here. Look at that! Okay, let's keep going. There we go, that is the end of that. So now I'll need to sew in the ends. Okay, so now that we have finished our border, we are going to add a finishing touch. And you might think, oh my goodness, those corners are very, very pointy. There is a point to that, of course, because we want to turn those into peacock feathers or something that looks like them. So what you're going to do is the following. So take your corner and look at this line here. Imagine drawing it along there. Then when you get there, pick up the green gauge and fold it like so. Then bring that to the black of your border. So that first black border that you did. Okay. Then looking at it like this, you will see that there is one stitch or two stitches that's sort of close to that sort of corner of that square here. So this one here, that's going to be my middle one. Then 1, 2, 3, this is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to take my hook, put it in there, in between those two stitches, go down, and I'm going to come out in the black. Now, where did I come out? Yes, I came out in between two stitches, so that's perfect. Then you take your green gauge, because we want to make sure it disappears into the color, so we're going to use green gauge for that. You wrap it around your hook and very carefully you're going to pull your hook back up. There we go. Now hold on to the end and we're going to keep working with our working yarn. Then now you're going to go to the other side of that first stitch there. Go down and make sure you end up on the other side of the black stitch. Then you wrap around your yarn and you bring it all up again. It might need a little bit twisting or turning or doing it again even, but there we go. Just doing it gently will help. So now, holding on to the start, you're going to do a slip stitch. So in fact, we're going to do about 7 slip stitches. So 1, then in between the next 2 stitches, you go down and make sure once again that you end up in between the next 2 black stitches. Again, carefully make your way back up and make sure that your slip stitch lies over your green gauge stitch there. There we go. So as you can see, look, I am making a couple of slip stitches on top of my green gauge half double crochets. I am going through all these layers here and I am attaching it at the base there into the black round. So just to show you closer up, go around the body of the next green gauge stitch, then go down through your border and make sure you end up in the black here on the other side. Wrap your yarn around your hook and pull it up carefully, making your way back through your stitches and doing a slip stitch. So this was my 4th stitch that I did like that, and this one here is on the corner of that triangle. So now I'm going to do another 3 stitches like this. And so now I've done about 7 stitches. That's wide enough, or that's long enough. So I'm going to cut that off. There we go. See, look. And this will give you the effect of it being pinched in on the side there. So now I'm going to use my darning needle just to bring back the yarn. Now, to be honest, yes, you won't be able to see what you've done on this side because from a distance, you know, it's all green gauge there and there's no break in the colour. But on this side, you are going to see these. Now, what I've done with my other ones here, I just made sure that it became a solid piece of green. So like this. And to be honest, I don't mind that that's there. It's not going to be that obvious, and I think it's okay because of course you've got your stitches here. The front is pretty, the back, it doesn't matter to me that I've got those 2 little you know, sort of lines there. If you are worried or if you are bothered by them, put some black over it, put some black sort of thread over it, sew it into it. I think that would work to hide it, but I'm okay with having that green right there. So I go up and down a couple of times, going under the slip stitches like so. There we go. So make sure you do this on both sides of your corner, and you will of course be doing this 8 times.
And this brings us to the end of our Peacock Blanket journey. I do hope you have enjoyed this project. It was an idea by Emma, who suggested using some peacock colours and the Ophelia square. We worked together on this blanket and it was a great collaboration. So thank you, Emma, for this wonderful concept and for what turned out to be a blissful, colourful blanket. Thank you so much to everyone for making this blanket and watching the series. If you're making this blanket, we want to see it as well, so please post your project and your progress on the Facebook page. Thank you very much for being here, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!